Okay, trustees, we are live. We are recording. Phone lines are open. Go for it.
Okay, welcome everybody to the regular meeting of the East Hampton Town Trustees for March 11th, 2024. I'm opening the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Arlene, can you do a roll call, please?
John Aldridge.
Here. Here.
David Cataletta.
Here.
Patrice Dalton.
Here.
Ben Dollinger. Tim Darnell.
Here.
Jim Grimes.
Yes.
Celia Josephson.
Here.
William Taylor.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, move on to public comment. Matt, do we have anybody on the lines?
Nobody on the phones, and we do have Daniel Hall in Zoom.
He's with the land use 31 Lookout.
Oh, okay.
Very sure.
want to do him first.
Yeah, so let's go. Okay, can you let him in, please?
Yeah, he's already in.
Oh, okay, can we see him? Or is he just on the phone?
Give me one quick moment. Actually, he's just on the microphone.
Oh, okay. Hello, Dan?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? Good evening.
Yeah, we can hear you fine. There it is.
There he's on the phone.
Oh, there you are. Okay. My understanding is you're here for 31 Lookout Lane?
Yes, that is correct. The Wilson residence. Yes.
Okay, so what do you have for us?
I'm here before the board tonight for an application to reconstruct the bulkhead at 31 Lookout Lane in East Hampton. The project site's on Gardner's Bay. It's an existing bulkhead. They're going to be reconstructing it in place or landward of the existing. The total linear feet is 252 linear feet of the bulkhead that are proposed to be reconstructed. There's a return at the south end, 15 linear feet. And at the north end, the existing return is 45 linear feet. But in this area, there's a small 20-foot section of the bulkhead return that currently goes on to the adjacent property owned by the Nature Conservancy. So the owner is going to reconstruct the bulkhead on his property line, and they're not going to remove the portion on the Nature Conservancy's property. They're going to leave it there as it exists. And then they'll be proposing to revegetate any disturbed areas with beach grass. At the bottom of the bulkhead at the site right now is a little plateau area. You can see that with the pictures. And that area is going to be revegetated as required with beach grass to remain natural and undisturbed. And we have the New York State DEC permit, the Army Corps of Engineers permit, the New York State Department of State approval, and we also have the Town of East Hampton, their National Resource Special Permit is going to be issued. We have their draft permit and conditions, which appeared acceptable. So I believe that's, if there's any additional comments, they'll be issuing that this week.
Yeah, I viewed the property with the manager, and they definitely need to rebuild it. It seemed like everything was in compliance with what they're not going to really add to it. So it seems like they have everything.
And your top of bulkhead elevation is staying the same, or are you taking advantage of trying to go up the 18 inches?
No, I think it's proposed to stay the same for now. It's pretty high bulkhead, so. And the high water mark, kisses the toe of the bulkhead right now, so it's not like it's the height of the bulkhead is not necessarily a problem at the moment.
So you don't have an issue with overwash?
No, there isn't. No, you can see it from the pictures that it's doing good as far as the overwash goes. The vegetation's still in place where it's been planted, and there's no evidence of overwash.
Anybody else have any questions?
This is the property that's right, down by Mullins down there last point.
This is the first bulk.
So it's,
So the last point.
Yeah,
I make a motion to give a.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Gary, hey, good luck.
Okay, Dave.
Thanks so much for coming on tonight.
Thank you very much. Everyone have a great evening.
You too.
If you can, you're gonna need to give us notification of commencement, same way DEC does within 48 hours. So if you can do that. I think that's-
Definitely. I'll definitely make a note of that and be sure that happens.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
principle of Madness.
So. Is it going cagey? Is it? No, land use is, land use, what do you call it? He used to work for the DEC. Chuck Bowman. So land use. Should ask.
Can't, I know, but it's not coming to me.
I can email him.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, just curious.
All right. Do we have anyone here for the Russell Schlitt residence? Is there anyone else on the phones, Matt?
0 callers, thank you.
Okay, supposed to have somebody from this.
Well, Frank Visconti, their contractor, actually, it's Ronald Webb. Frank works for Ronald Webb. Wasn't sure whether he was gonna make it here tonight or not. I am familiar with this property and the situation. In fact, I think the owner, they didn't really come to us for the permission or letter of permission, but I think there was some discussion about whether he could put skylights in. This is going back a year or two ago. Well, it's beyond that. The house, the roof is shot. When I say shot, I mean like shot.
So this is a house in Lazy Point?
Yes.
Just so
it's one of our
everybody's aware.
tenants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roof is shot, I mean, to the point that I think framing is shot. In all honesty, it'd be beneficial to us in the house if they just reframed the roof. Because it's one of these deals where the roof goes this way, then it goes this way, then it goes almost flat. It'd be better if they just picked a ridge height and just went with it. I didn't see any issues.
On a second story.
They're not putting on a second story.
But it's gonna be same footprint, so
It's the same, there's nothing changing.
They pay for it.
What's that?
They pay for it.
They own the house.
What?
Oh, yes.
Who
They own the house, yeah.
who else would be paying?
No, I know. Well, they lease it. They lease it from us. So
Yeah, but they own
They lease the land.
the house.
they own the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't get involved in any kind of
Got it.
And
stuff.
there was-
So I personally don't have an issue with it.
Do they have a building permit?
Well, they don't get a permit from us. They get a letter of support. I'm gonna be honest, this is one of those situations I would question whether it really warranted a building permit, because you don't need a building permit to put a new roof on your house.
Not to reframe it, though?
Well, if in the process of stripping the roof, finding that some framing members are bad,
Yeah,
They're
but
not in
that's-
law-
That's
to-
not just replacing
Yeah, I
a
don't know.
joist or
to
two.
me, this is one of those things, I don't really like creating a bucket of tar.
No, I don't
That
either,
Doesn't
but
seem like anything we have to get into.
Yeah,
That's a building department.
Yeah.
Deal.
I wouldn't look to police this one.
Yeah.
somebody might though, right? If they
They can,
see a
they
new
have
roof
to, they
on there.
can. They had our support.
I mean,
for
shouldn't
the-
they be aware of the
They're very aware
possibility
of
of
that.
needing?
They're very aware of that. They've already met with the building department, and I'm not sure they may have found out that they really don't need a building permit on it.
Never. For our part, I think, something we should grant.
Yeah, we don't grant it, we just give a letter of.
Do we give a letter based on a plan, or is it
No,
just
I mean, this here,
a
they're
description
replacing,
of
description,
replacing the roof?
they're replacing the roof. I happen to know the house, so I know how lousy shape this roof is really in.
It's gonna be done.
And I know Buddy Webb's guy, Buddy Webb's a contractor,
They'll do the right thing.
they're not gonna do it, they're not gonna do it
They're
half-assed.
not gonna put themselves in a place they shouldn't be. Do we need a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. Committee reports, largest clam contest budget.
Yes, so we're getting our ducks in order for the largest clam contest, and we wanted to get approval for a budget like we did last year. It was 7,000. So I'd like to make a motion for a budget of 7,000 again for largest clam contest.
And we didn't use last year's.
I don't know.
Well, can we make that budget not to exceed
Not to exceed
$7,000?
$7,000. Okay. Make a motion for a budget not to exceed $7,000.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Aye.
Sorry, what was the amount?
7,000.
They're doing the
Okay, great.
life-saving station.
Yeah, life saving station. Yep.
You gonna do it down there again?
Yeah.
Did that work out good last year?
It would have if we had the event.
We didn't do it.
It got canceled like twice. Remember the weather?
Weather put it off
So-
twice.
Anticipation builds.
Yeah.
It should be a great spot if we get the weather.
Hey, maybe it'd be a good time to let the public know the date again.
Yes, so we're going to have the largest clam contest, the Trustees Annual Festival, and that's going to be it's going to be Sunday, September 29th. 29th at 12 to 3 o'clock. And there'll be different categories for different, juniors and women and men and women, is it different?
No, we don't do that.
Just one, okay, adults, right? Adults and youth. So bring your largest clams. And there'll be a lot of fun, there's gonna be music, we're gonna have a lot of activities and tons of free food and clam chowder. Tim's gonna be on the barbecue again.
You want to let the public know the location?
Yeah, so the location is at the Amagansett Life Saving Station Museum. That's on Atlantic Avenue. So everyone is invited, it'll be a lot of fun.
It's a nice place for it.
Yeah, it's a much bigger venue. We got the museum will be open, so there'll be some history, tied in.
Parking will be easy.
Park will be easy. Yeah, so hopefully it all come together. And hopefully the weather will cooperate. So. That's it, yeah.
All right. Scout, public notice received.
We received a notice of for public comment for a variety of aquaculture leases, applications in the bay. And one of them, you can put that up on the screen, Arlene. One of them is in East Hampton, and the site's off Gardner's Island, up there on the screen.
So that's
So-
showing two.
An applicant applies for one choice of 3 leases,
Okay.
in case 2 people want the same lease. So those are the 3 choices. I don't know which choice is first, second, and third for this applicant. It's the only application for a lease in East Hampton Town. The others are up in Southold.
So
So,
one's over in Napeag, there are no more?
no, I think, one of them was renewed recently,
Oh,
but there's no new lease applications for Napeag site, the Napeag area. There's 3 areas for leases in East Hampton. There's this one off Gardner's, there's one down off Devon and Promised Land, and there's one off Cedar Point in Northwest Harbor. There's about 3, maybe 4 leases in the Devon area. There's one active lease in Northwest Harbor, and then this will have one active lease if it's approved, this area. So there's a public comment period for these leases. If people want to comment on this site from East Hampton Town residents, they can contact the Suffolk County Department of Economic Development and Planning in Hauppauge. Comments must be posted by May 6th. So just to make everybody aware that there's an application in for a lease up there.
When does the comment period end?
May 6th.
Did you get applications yet? Is it open?
It's a county program. They apply to the county.
Oh, so we don't know if they're applied yet?
Yeah, this is an application. They've all applied.
Oh, okay.
Now there's
Oh,
a
I see.
public comment on the applications. Countywide, you know. But this is the only one in East Hampton that's being proposed. So. Anybody needs any information on contact information, they can call the trustee office. We can steer them in the right direction.
Sounds good.
Not really,
Thanks, John.
but the only thing I would like to make mention of is notice of commencement on Rayner.
Okay.
I don't think it's worth bringing today up until we have some traction. Reason being is it tends with traffic.
All right, so you want to talk about Rayner project?
Well, yeah, this is just to bring the board up to date. The sand, the dredging in Georgia this year went well. We got our allotted amount of sand out of there. We did not dredge the bottleneck over at Georgia Cove because it seemed like the effort to benefit really wasn't there. The area hasn't really shouldered and there was just so much sand to be taken out over where we typically do next year. We're gonna, we'll be taking more. What they're doing right now, we got a notice of commencement today that they'll be doing, covering the revetment like they do almost every year. Bistrian's doing it and Billy Mack's planting beach grass of the Rayner property. So right now, for them to move the sand to the Rayner property, they've closed Georgia, so it's not tidal right now. What's going to happen is they'll finish doing that sand replenishment, taking it out of the dewatering pile that they have on the Georgia Association property. Once that's complete, they'll leave the job with the pond open again. And typically what happens is that's going to stay open until nature closes it. Sometimes it's been open until July. Sometimes it closes in 5 days.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, the pond's been open, so we've had good water exchange. And hopefully, there's some good life gets in and out of the pond this year, but it looks pretty good down there.
Is all the sand going to Rayners?
No, what happens is 1,500 yards, as per our agreement with Georgia Association, was left there and available to the Georgia Association. Billy Mack's team has that moved to the area. Because have you been down there?
Not
Since,
recently.
because the storms this winter really beat the living daylights out of that
I have some
dune
pictures of
along
those.
Georgia Association, Fred Siegel's house, and some of those other properties. So they'll be making back this Georgia Association area, installing sand fencing, planting some beach grass. They'll do Rayners. Some of the other properties farther to the east probably are going to get hauled out of Bistrian's yard. There's only so much sense of trying to move sand down the beach. It was just convenient. Bistrian's the contractor for Rayner. So right now, all of the sand is off the beach with the exception of the stuff that's going to be used for those two projects. And we look forward to next year.
They have till the end of the month to.
They have till the end of the month. They should be out of there well before then. You know, the one nice thing this year is actually the work got done very timely. We've usually had this thing going right up to the.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
He's
right up.
got, I was down there today. He's got like 5 pieces of equipment down there. He's ready to,
Yeah.
he's hitting it hard.
All right, anybody have anything else they want to report, committees? No, okay. Move on to administrative, payment of the bills. Optimum, we have $161.24. Van Dyke and Hand, $800 accounting services. East Hampton Star, $38.83 for legal ads and notices. Hodgson Russ LLP, $123,310.80 for legal services. Now that bill is for about 15 months worth of work. So
It's all in the peak. In the peak.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills, but I would like to hold the Hodgkin and Russ bill. We only just received this a couple days ago. Chris Carrillo's coming home. He'll be here Friday. I'd like to have him, I don't see a problem with the bill, but I think it would be fair to let him
Should be
cruise
broken
through.
out, so we know what it's
There is,
for.
we do have a breakout
Okay.
on it.
Is it-
And have
On
actually,
your email,
it's
it's,
yeah, I think everybody got a copy.
discount on
it's
the
down
bill.
to the, it's very detailed.
Incredibly
Even
detailed.
so, even so, I think it's kind of nice to kind of
Get his feedback.
comb through, because we know when we've had conversations, there's no back and forth, and just to make sure the bill that's applied
I
to
don't think it
us.
changes.
You know, listen, it happens all the time. Sometimes you get
What is that?
billing that's applied that you have no records.
Is the hourly
going
rate
on.
the same rate
And you
we
ask, and, oh,
initially
sorry.
discussed?
That was
Has
another.
the hourly
that was the wrong
rate
client, so
changed?
just
Does
wanted to-
anybody know?
I don't know.
Because I was looking through that today and didn't say an hourly rate anywhere on
The
there.
hourly rate varies about who in the firm does
That's
the
what I
work
was-
and
yeah.
stuff like
Whether
that.
it's
But when we initially, when we initially contracted this firm, we did it on the basis of certain
Right.
hourly rates for different people. Now, those people have some people have changed, some people have been added.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they weren't listed by name, they were listed by position.
Yeah. Hey, to bring the members up to speed, our relationship with this firm goes back to our original negotiations on the windmills. So when some of this other litigation work came to be, we didn't have like a new retainer agreement or anything. They literally just rolled into some of these other projects. So.
But,
Well, it's really only one other project. You know, they're representing us on 2, Orsted and
Truck
Seabreeze.
Beach.
Seabreeze, is that what it's called?
Yeah, well, there was
Seaview.
really several, because they did the easements with PSEG. There was a couple little odds
Oh,
and
yeah,
ends jobs
yeah.
that they did for us.
Yeah.
yeah, but it was all related to the windmills.
They advised
like
us
10
on
to
the
15
staggering
pages
terms.
of-
Yeah, you're right. You know, so,
All right,
but this building at this point is solely litigation work for.
so we have a motion to pay the bills again, but review.
I think for
That
next meeting, we should be able to pay that bill.
I'm sorry, who seconded it?
I did.
Okay, good. I'm glad I-
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, and the last thing we have are the minutes from our meeting, February 26, 2024. Anybody have a chance to review?
Yeah, they're fine.
Okay, want to
Make a motion, we accept the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
I have a couple of things I could,
Okay.
We have a long-term maintenance agreement with Harbor Marina in 3 Mile Harbor. And we received a report of work done in 2023 recently, which was minimal, actually, just some replacing cleats on docks and existing cleats and things like that. They will be doing more work next winter or this coming winter. And we also received a report of work done in 2023 at 3 Mile Harbor Marina, which was just moving adding one finger pier and moving a couple of other finger piers. And they'll be asking us to renew a permitted 2022 permit, which dealt with replacing the bulkhead, which they haven't yet done, so.
So do you see any issues with that?
We already granted the permit for replacing the bulkhead, they just didn't get to it yet, and they'll be doing that. And all the other work that they did do or are proposing to do in this upcoming season is work that we went over with them when we initially granted the long-term maintenance permits. So there's nothing to vote on, it's just.
So all their properties are now under long-term?
No, the only ones that, Harbor Marina up at Gann Road is under a 10-year. And one of the permits for 3 Mile Harbor Marina, I believe only one of the permits is, I think it's a 3-year long-term, 3-year permit. And the one that they want to renew was just a year-to-year permit. So I think once they wrap up that work, they'll be coming in and asking us for long-term maintenance agreements for the other marinas, or at least 3 Mile Harbor Marina. I think once they clear up the existing permits. So,
Okay.
Motion to close? Or unless the clerk has something.
I don't know.
All right, make a motion to close.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Anyone opposed?
Is that a record?